Peter from Canterbury Farms, and I'm going to give you guys a lesson on how to trim a Robellinii after a freeze. Okay, we're at a gentleman's house who bought the palm from us. His name's Steve, and you can see it got hit, and you can see there's a lot of life still left in this Robellinii palms, a lot of green in the middle, and you got to be careful when you trim Robellinii. You want to trim it correctly. You don't want to use a pair of loppers. You want to use a nice pair of sharp hand pruners. You want to start from the bottom. You want to be careful because you don't want to get stuck by one of these thorns because they do hurt. And you want to start by the bottom. And it's so important that you always want to grab it high so you don't get stuck. If you follow it down, you'll see the thorns. They're nasty. They'll bite you. Okay, and you want to trim right below the last thorn. And still leave. See how I left that little piece? That's not good. Okay, you want to leave room for the head of your hand pruners in between the trunk and the frond. So this way, the trunk, when it gets older, will get nice and heavy caliper. Otherwise, if you trim them too skinny, too tight up against it, you'll wind up with a skinny trunk, and it won't be good for the Robellinii palm. And you start from the bottom and you work your way around. This one here, right below the last thorn. And then you just keep going in a circle. Just like that. You can come this way instead of having to move around a bunch of times, but you want to grab it way up high so you don't get stuck. The best way to do too is you can start first before you even start trimming. Just put this away. Is you can take the palm and find it. Always grab high so you don't get stuck, and try and take some string and tie it out of your way. So you tie it up so this way you can work on one trunk at a time instead of it being in your face when you're trimming. Okay, and you want to just keep going up until you see green. Now I'm going to go on this side so I don't get stuck, and I'm going to grab high so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm not going to get stuck, and I'm going to go right below the last thorn. And if you notice, I'm not jumping up, I'm going around, starting from the bottom, giving myself room to work. I still have the back side to do yet. And now if you notice, I'm not jumping to this one. I'm working myself from the bottom up. Get out of the way. Now, let's back up, and we got a little bit of the brown off it. We don't want to jump ahead and start cutting these off. If the brown bothers you, you can come up here and just take a little brown off it, because you don't want to trim too much and take too much energy away from the palm tree if it's not ready to be trimmed. Even though this got burnt, see how you can't get the hand pruners in here? Mm-hmm. There's no gap. Like, see how there's a gap here? Yeah. That's ready to come off. Okay? So, even though this is a brown branch, you want to leave this until it grows itself away from the trunk. The frond is ready to come off. Again, it would be nice to tie it up, you know, and work. This one you have a lot more room since we already made room from over there. And then you start, this one will go faster. You start. You can see there's plenty of room to get head to the last thorn. And when you work, you want to pile them up all the same way. If you grab it from the top, you'll never get stuck. You want to pile them up. All going the same way. So when you're done with your project, you can pick them up from the front. Grab them here, you won't get stuck. Then we'll come in here. We'll go around this side now. So I'm working my way around, give myself room to work. Now if you zoom up top here, you see a lot of brown. It's so important, it's March, you want to fertilize very heavily right now. With a good time of these fertilizers. So now I made myself plenty of room to work. See, that got me a little bit. See how there's room in here? It's ready to come off. See how tight it is?
Yep.
This one, see how tight it is in here? It's not ready to come off. Not ready to come off. Not ready to come off yet. These are. See how there's it's grown away from the. Get in there, trim it off. Okay, one more time, I think we'll be done. I've been trimming Robellinis since 1972. I'm 57, I've been doing it for 50 years. See how you can get in there? It's ready to come off. So, right below the last thorn. You want to make sure you get them all off, so this way when you go to work next time you don't hurt yourself. See how the last person who trimmed it left some? You know? Now, I think we're getting there. Get this one off. And that's it. That's all you can take off. Now, in 3 months from now, in the summertime, palm trees like to flush a new heart out the middle. It's called a heart. And they flush a whole new set of fronds. They grow about this much high. So if you fertilize heavy now at a good time of these, there's a lot of magnesium in it. You heard of people saying use Epsom salt. It's good. It's got a lot of magnesium in it. So if some of this brown bothers you, you could just cut it off the top. Won't hurt the palm. You know, just to get some brown away from it. But again, 3 months from now, when it flushes, June, July, when it wants to flush, it will flush in the summertime, I promise you that. A lot of this you'll trim again one more time. And a lot of this brown will be away. So if you go around, just get a little brown off if it bothers you. But I'm going high, I'm not going low. So I want the energy to still go to the palm tree. I don't want to take any energy away from the palm. Plus it makes the palm look crappy, you know. But I'm leveling off for you. I don't want, since I started trimming some of the brown off the top, I'll go in the circle so it looks balanced. This palm tree is 100% alive. It's doing great. It's a tough palm tree because it went through a 20, 23. How cold it get here? It was 24 at my place.
26.
26? Yeah, anything below 28 degrees for more than like an hour or so is considered a hard freeze. This one here, I would love to take it off. But see how you can't get in here with the head? See how tight it is? So I'm going to leave this on. And I'll just cut the brown off. There it is. We're done. Now we'll clean up the mess. Another little tip from Canterbury Farms. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.